Hey guys, this is Vitamin ZK's
Zuko.
and K Sizzle, and we're going to be discussing Mario's special moves. Now, customs 2222 and 3233.
hmm
Now, uh, I'm the one with neutral colors, and I have all of 2222s. Zuko has all of 333,
Yep.
and we're going to be discussing if we can find any over-centralizing, bannable moves in this series that we're creating. We're starting off with Mario,
Yep.
and
Basically, if we find anything problematic that would give people a reason to dislike this character's moveset in a custom environment, because that's kind of like the hot topic right now, and we want to see basically if we could find these like over-centralizing moves that make people dislike customs so much, because we believe that there aren't really that many, but people will say that there are, and they should all get rid of.
yeah, is it really worth banning 300 plus moves for maybe the 15 or 8 bannable that we might find? So that's what we're going to dig into. And, obviously we might have a different interpretation than you guys, so that's why you guys can leave us a comment and disagree, agree, what you think we could have added on as a pro or a con to a certain move. So let's get right down to it. Now, we're going to start with a fast fireball on my end. So you can see this move is pretty fast, covers pretty good range, right under where Zuko is. As you can see there, if I hit at the max distance, it's going to hit 1 damage.
Very little hit stun.
Yeah, and Zuko's very close to me. It usually does 3. It is kind of stale right now.
Yeah.
But
Does up to 3, I believe.
yeah, so 1 if they're very far away, and 3 if they're very close. It can also jab lock a bit, as we found out a little earlier. So,
Yeah.
not too many drawbacks to this move. Obviously, you don't have the bouncing feature. You can't frame trap well, maybe at all with this, because you can't just drop a fireball, keep chasing the fireball, and then maybe get a grab or a beta spot dodge with it out. But it is pretty fast, so you can keep shooting it out and then roll away or shield whenever you want. But yeah, it's pretty good for the neutral game. Obviously, helps that. It helps maybe some areas that Mario wouldn't normally be able to reach. Can maybe gimp a character if they use a jump and you catch it. So it has its uses. It seems like a decent, very good move. So
Completely better than neutral B. That's up for debate.
Yep.
But it's definitely a solid switch, depending on your play style.
okay.
So I guess I'll go on with. We're gonna alternate here. So I'm gonna do the fire orb, which is this. It's very slow. In all senses, it has very long startup, very long recovery. Like I couldn't shield until that point, and it doesn't travel very far. It deals about 10 to 12 damage, depending on how many hits. I think each tick does about 1, and the only applications I can really think of are if you read something really hard from when they're coming out off the ledge, you can trap that there, or if you could kind of combo with it, kinda. It's a little tricky, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah,
with
not
API.
guaranteed.
So yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about this. I honestly don't think this custom move is very good at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. Definitely, what helps Mario's neutral game in general is that fireball is really big. Obviously, this one is pretty good. The other one is very good, but this one you're short out of a move to approach with really much because look at how often you are open in the beginning.
Yeah.
So you can definitely just attack someone in the middle of it.
You have to do all that,
All that.
just to get
And then
that.
you keep going with that momentum, and the fireball comes out whenever a little bit before the end of the move. So you saw the fireball still floating above Zuko's head, and up here he was wide open to an attack. So I'm going to kill myself to refresh myself a little bit.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
And now we're going to go into my shocking cape, which is this. Now, right off the bat, this whips out a cape that zaps opponents. Right off the bat, what you saw right there, it does not reflect any projectiles. So that's out the window. But it does do nice damage. The momentum that you get from jumping, it seems to send you a little downwards.
Yeah, almost as if it hurts
Yeah.
your recovery.
Almost like a triangle, you see?
Yeah.
So, very self-explanatory. It can kill. Let me raise up the damage a little bit. Yeah, it seems like it can act as a kill move. It can get people off you. I'm not sure if it's safe on block. It might not be. Let's test that. Yeah, it's not. Wasn't even able to shield it, let alone roll away. But yeah, so very self-explanatory there. It can't reflect any moves. Does a zapping damage. Maybe you can do something with the yellow Pikmin, or things of that sort. But
Probably would not hurt yellow Pikmin in that case.
So let's go into your cape.
Yeah, so I have the Gust Cape, which I honestly think is the best one overall.
Yeah.
It not only keeps its reflecting properties, it does like slightly less damage, but it has... Yeah, alright, so I reflected that as you saw, and I also pushed him away. I don't even have to be that close to him, and I could also be like... Well...
Yeah, you can do it from behind.
I could do it from behind.
Yeah, you see that?
The Gust is very like strong, it could be like above them. And it also helps your recovery a little bit more. And you could also like stall with it. So I honestly don't really see a downside to using this custom.
Yeah. It's just honestly, like an amplified version of it.
Yeah,
like it's very hard to find
you're never
a
doing
drawback
this
there.
for damage. Like that's like negligible. You're always trying to either turn them around, which this does,
I guess
or
like
gimp them.
I guess the only drawback I can see is like if I'm normally charging a smash attack and you cape me with the other one.
Yeah, I can't really punish you.
You can like do it and then punish me, right? But this one is sending me too far away, so you won't be able to get a punish. And that, like, you know, it's not like it's used for Mario's vanilla game that much. So when you really think about it, this move doesn't really have too many drawbacks to it at all.
Yeah, so I guess it's better for gimping, and for reflecting's the same, but you might not get as many like on stage punishes. Maybe if you're like here and they like stay, I don't know if that keeps you there or not. Does that automatically push you off the ledge? Can we like try that one more time?
It definitely did. I wasn't.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, I guess I definitely will not get punishes depending on where you are. So yeah, I would say overall it's better. But if you like the turnaround on the normal cape, then you know, stick with that one. But I'm gonna chalk it up as saying that is a better custom move.
I agree. All right. So now we'll move into the up Bs. So the one that I have equipped right now is Super Jump. It's more jump than the Super Jump punch, but with none of the punch.
Yeah, so I will never get hit.
This has no hurtbox at all, but or hitbox, I'm sorry, and it goes pretty high. You know, go right here, maybe in lower.
Yeah, that's
so
pretty good.
It's pretty
and
good.
I believe the horizontal is even better as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that goes quite far.
Very good. So yeah, straight to the point. Not much to say about that. It's you know, maybe you're really being hurt by a move or a win box or anything like that in a certain matchup where you're willing to sacrifice that extra damage or anything like that just to be able to get to the stage more reliably. So it's an option to switch out. And then we'll get right into Zuko's.
The explosive punch, which has very poor recovery, but deals 22%. And is in fact a kill move, of course.
Yep.
It'll take a while for me to get him up there, but if you've ever seen this move, you know it's pretty deadly. Dealing 20%, obviously you're going to have a lot of knockback. But yeah, when you're off stage, you're going nowhere.
You're going nowhere.
You also can't really veer yourself back and forth for a while, like till there. So you're even more limited when you're like coming back. So let's see. I'll get him to like 100.
Okay.
There we go. And then, I don't know if this will kill because I'm at 0, but, alright, so it did kill. But there you go. Very good kill option.
Yeah, very situational, you know?
Yeah, but, I mean, add a shield is pretty solid. It's I'm not sure on the startup frames, but it is very fast.
Yeah.
So
who knows if it probably doesn't have invincibility. But
nah, I don't think it does.
But it's an option. Nothing bad with it. It seems like the drawbacks definitely cover the pros. And
So I guess if you're not getting edge guarded too often, and you feel like you could trade off your recovery a little bit, then feel free to switch to that. I wouldn't say it's necessarily better, because having the normal up B is very good for like add a shield options, recovery solid. You can kill off the top with that normal one, but this one's, I guess, a little more reliable if you're needing more kill moves with Mario.
Alright, and now we'll go on to the down Bs, which is the final two moves. Scalding Flood is what I have right here, and this shoots hot water a short distance and burns opponents on contact. So, as you can see, it shoots a very, very short distance. You can roll away to show off the distance, and does like fire damage to the opponents. So, I'm not really sure how to. I mean, you're more familiar with Mario. What's your opinion on this move?
I'm not really a big fan of it, just because like when are you going to use this? You're going to charge up this move. It does like 9% or something.
It reminds me of the Fire Orb. You know, it's a very close range move. But this one you actually have to charge up and get ready for a move. Like, you know, there's probably better options to use in this.
Yeah, normal flood will at least give you like better situations in where you put your opponent at a disadvantage. Maybe, you know, if they're in free fall, if they're recovering, if they're trying to get back, you can blow them off the stage and they have to recover. But this one kind of, you know, it just deals damage. Mario has tons of ways to deal damage easily, and I don't think you really need a flood to like burn them. But, you know, to each his own. Like maybe you'll find uses for it.
Yep.
That we didn't. And as for me, I have the high pressure flood. It takes a little bit longer to charge, but it pushes them back farther.
Farther.
Yeah, it pushes them back a lot farther. And I know I can't really replicate this, but I know I've seen this move, depending on like their momentum, it like just can blow people away and just kill them. But of course, I'm not an expert with Mario. I don't know how to like replicate that. But I would say it doesn't take too much longer to charge than a regular flood, because normally you're charging it when you throw your opponent away or they die. So you usually have enough time to at least charge it up, or if not, to like almost full capacity, and then you can just kind of like have this better, more powerful flood. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot to talk about flood. I mean, everybody knows that it's just a water-based move that pushes them away. I would say this one's a little bit better than the normal one.
It reminds me of the Gust Cape, you know? Why not throw this on over the neutral one? It seems like the drawbacks, if there are any, are very, very minuscule to the pros that you would get.
Yeah.
Alright, so
that sums it up pretty much.
Yeah, sums it up. That's all our 8 moves. So to backtrack, Fast Fireball, it's a Fast Fireball. Right here, Fast Fireball. Shocking Cape.
Oh yeah, go through yours.
Yeah, Shocking Cape doesn't reflect, but it can do some good knockback. We got the Super Jump, which has no punch, no hitbox at all, and the Scalding Flood, which deals fire damage.
And as for me, I have the very slow Fireball that travels slowly, has a lot of startup and recovery. The Gust Cape, which all around pushes them with wind, reflects, turns them around, and helps you recover a little bit better. The Explosive Punch, which deals a lot of damage, can kill, but leaves you a little bit lacking in terms of recovery. I couldn't even grab that ledge, and I was holding backwards. And the High Pressure Flood, which we just talked about, which will send them a little bit farther. It even pushes Mario back. I guess we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, and I was behind you, and I ended up being pushed because of it.
That was weird. So yeah, I guess as like a summary,
I don't think anything on my side is even remotely bannable. I think Fast Fireball is a good option. Maybe the Fireball, you can alternate between those two. Those two seem good. First one's for frame trap. Second one is for more keep away. The Shocking Cape, very situational. I wouldn't pick it over the red.
Yeah, I would pick Gust Cape.
Super Jump, situational, again, depends on the matchup. Maybe you're not afraid of or you're not afraid of losing your hitbox, and you are afraid of getting game because you want a more reliable way to get back on stage. And the Scalding Flood seems very, I don't know why you would ever use it. None of that seems bannable. Everything gets a pass from me.
Right. Yeah, none of it's bannable. And if I had to like pick like a layout for Mario, I would either switch between 1 or 2 Fireball, regular or the fast. Gust Cape. That one just seems better. Probably normal up B, just because it's well-rounded. It has your damage. It has better range than the explosive one. It has opportunities to kill. It's good for combos. All around good. And for the down B, I would put the High Pressure Flood, just because it seems like you're not losing much by having to charge it up for a little bit longer, but you are gaining a lot in terms of how far it pushes people away.
Yeah, definitely. That's not a move that you normally charge in your opponent's face. So if that extra little charge,
like I'm doing it now. Maybe he'd run at me and then I'd roll away.
Yeah.
And hit him again, charge a little bit more, and I have it. So not that hard to set it up. And then I have him here. Maybe I can like do this. It's pretty high now. Then like shit. Well, you get the idea.
Yeah.
But
all right, guys. I hope you learned some stuff about Mario's custom special moves. We definitely did. And I think we're going to move on to Luigi next, so stay tuned for that video. And any closing comments from you, Zuko?
Not really. Just thank you for watching this, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next video if you want to tune in, basically. So.
Alright, thanks a lot, guys.
Yep. Later.